Hey everyone, I'm Apostle Deborah Champion, founder and senior pastor at New Wineskin Empowerment Center right here in the heart of Cincinnati, Ohio. Many of you have probably heard of the book Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, or you've probably even gone to see the movie. But I've come to tell you that this day, that it is impossible for you to think like that which you were never made to be. You were made a woman. You were created a woman. And so you cannot think like a man, but you have to think like a daughter. You were created as a daughter of God. I released this book a couple of months ago, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Daughter. The book starts off with a chapter called Act Like a Lady. If you act like a ghetto sister, then that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract that ghetto brother. I also put a chapter in here called A Time to Heal. That chapter talks about how if you've been in broken relationships, you've been in a relationship where you've been battered, you've been bruised, or you've even been verbally abused, and God has provided you a way of escape out of that relationship, then sister girl, it is time for you to heal so that you can be prepared for the man of God that God has for you. There's also a chapter here that talks about an experience that I went through where I was engaged to be married, and God provided me a way of escape because this brother, he portrayed to be a man of God, but he really was not a man of God. He was on assignment for Satan, and that chapter is called The Counterfeit Comes Before the Real. Also, there's a chapter called Modesty is the Best Policy. If you dress like a hoochie, you're going to attract that brother that all he looking for is a hoochie-fied girl. But if you dress like a woman of God, you will attract the man of God. There's also a chapter here called Feed His Intellect and Not His Flesh. In the story of Esther, there were many women that entered the room to see King Ahasuerus, and probably with the mentality to entice his flesh. But there was only one woman that entered that room to feed his intellect and not his flesh, and she was the chosen girl, that being Queen Esther. Also, there's a chapter in here called 90 Days. For real though, come on. Nowhere in the scripture where God told you that after 90 days of being in a relationship with a man, that you loose your body to him like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. You were called a holy woman of God. You were called unto righteousness. And you don't give your body to a man until he becomes that husband that God has called him to be. Also, there are sections in here, they are prayers, where there's a salvation prayer to become a daughter of God. There's also a prayer, a pledge for the virgin daughter, and also a pledge or prayer for the renewed daughter, that daughter that has messed up, but you desire to crawl your way back to God. And I've come to tell you today, my sister, don't stop fighting, don't stop crawling. Come on and crawl your way back to God, for he said, knock and the door shall be open unto you. And also there's a chapter in here, which is the bonus chapter, that says your vagina is not a cookie. Guess why, sister girl? Because cookies left uncovered, guess what they draw? They draw roaches. Act like a lady, think like a daughter. Get your copy today for $10.99 at www.amazon.com. Stay tuned for my next book, which is called Welfare Saints. And that's not to down any woman that is on public assistance. If you have paid those taxes into that system and now that you are in need, then that is your money. But that is talking about that individual or those individuals who always never want to put anything into the storehouse, but you want to drain the storehouse. Welfare Saints, coming November 1st, 2012. God bless you.